Hi guys, Hillary here, back with another House of the Dragon reaction. Today we're going to be reacting to Season 2, Episode 2. And I just realized I have no idea what the title of the episode is. And it doesn't look like it's listed anywhere. So, whatever. I want to see what's happening, so let's just get into it. This is going to be an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes long. Definitely like the metaphorical concept behind him destroying Viserys's recreation of old Valyria. Detective Aemond.
Who will pay?
Whoever hand did this or caused it to be done.
And what if the hand that's done it is not who must be blamed?
Oh god. I knew they were going to do this, and it made me very upset. Like, can we just not have Alicent have deep sexual trauma?
Tell the realm she has done this.
I'll have the realm told nothing. We were assaulted within our own walls, within our own beds. I will not be seen as weak.
You're already seen as weak, Aegon.
Harsh burn, but not wrong. Oh yeah, so in the analysis video that I did, a lot of people were surprised that I guess, I mean, I don't think I underestimated Blood's strength or his experience fighting. I think of the Gold Cloaks as kind of, you know, the cops of Westeros. So just because they can potentially, fight a normal person, that doesn't mean they stand a chance against anyone who is, has literally a lifetime of martial training.
Are you gonna hurt me?
No. But I cannot vouch for his grace.
Matthew Needham is really good at, like, being subtly creepy. Like, you can really see the joy in his eyes when he knows what's gonna happen, and it's gonna be terrible. Honestly, Aegon, you are so valid.
And they are accusing me of having a hand in this.
Girl, please.
There have been messages sent to that effect throughout the realm.
She knows what's up.
The death of Prince Lucerys was a shock and an insult.
Did it really take you that long to put it together? Come on now.
Did you send assassins to murder children in their beds to him? Daemon, that a boy lies dead and I am accused of killing it.
Killing it?
Names in a subterfuge. I was clear in my instructions.
I've never trusted you wholly. Much though I wished to, willed myself to.
No.
But now
lean into those instincts, girly, please.
I have served you faithfully.
Have you? Or have you used me as a tool with which to grasp at your stolen inheritance?
Exactly. Oh. Oh. It's an interesting shot.
What do you take me for?
One who seeks absolution.
There is none for what I've done.
The drama. Like, couldn't they just have a few good days, maybe? Without blaming themselves for the death of a child?
You have brought disgrace upon our ranks. And now you must restore it.
Oh, jeez.
How am I to do that?
Probably with nothing good. Go kill Rhaenyra.
You will go to Dragonstone and strike down Rhaenyra in her own way. And glory.
This isn't a terrible idea, but I feel like Kristen is doing a terrible idea of selling it. You can blink, Kristen.
I wasn't hungry.
Baela's actually getting lines this time. Shocker.
Too many empty seats.
Is sea smoke?
Who are they?
Rat catchers
Oh, jeez.
in the king's employ.
Oh. Oh. I'm gonna die. It's too cute.
The king is my grandson, and my grandson is a fool. He's worse than a fool. He's murdered innocent
Go
men.
off.
And one guilty one. You sent Sir Eric to slay Rhaenyra.
Alone.
He's pretending to be his own twin. Brilliant.
And you acceded to this prank without consent
Prank.
or the council. Fuck.
Dignity. I want revenge.
You are so valid, bestie.
My father is dead.
And we are the poorer for it.
I'm pretty sure you're like the only person on Earth who thinks that. Other than maybe Daemon and Rhaenyra.
Remove your badge, Sir Otto.
You wouldn't dare.
Of course he would dare.
I have dared, and I find it stimulating. In this hour, you have proven yourself of more worth than 100 old men.
Rude. Playing in the big leagues now, boy.
I wish now not for the good of the realm, but for the petty satisfaction of vengeance.
Valid.
The High Towers still have strength, and you have a son
Yes.
there. Who will
Finally.
listen kindly to instruction. Daron may yet help us in days to come.
Not awkward at all to be introducing Daron.
Go rather die.
It's season 2, episode 2. No. I feel bad for the little trash man. He needs his mommy. God, these people are so wasted. Okay, so that is a wrap on episode 2 of season 2 of House of the Dragon. I like that they gave us a supersized episode for sure. Much appreciated. I wish that we had seen more of the immediate aftermath of what happened when Jaehaerys died. Like, I think it might have been more interesting to see that news kind of hit rather than starting the episode after everyone had discovered what had happened. I think Tom Glencarny did a really good job of making Aegon at least somewhat sympathetic in this episode. He certainly sold the emotions well. And I thought there was a nice kind of dovetailing of the structure of the story plus the development of the character that I thought made sense. It makes sense for someone like him to go totally off the rails when something horrific and traumatic happens. So seeing him do all of the things that he does, like beating Blood to death, killing all the rat catchers, firing Otto, that all seemed pretty on point for what needed to happen within the story, but would also make sense for the actions that Aegon himself would take. I wish we had gotten more material with Helaena. I think she kind of deserved to have a little extra moment to shine, and we didn't really get a ton of insight into her state of mind, which seems like it would be an important thing to address. Otto, for better or worse, is a freaking fantastic politician. The fact that he immediately went into PR spin mode after Jaehaerys died was obviously a very effective use of something horrific that happened to them. And he's not wrong that Aegon really shat all over it immediately. I thought that the confrontation between Daemon and Rhaenyra was definitely interesting. I thought it was pretty strange at first that she wasn't remotely, she didn't seem, it took her longer than I thought it would have for her to come around to the fact that he was the one behind Jaehaerys' death. Because it seemed very obvious. And even, Rhaenys seemingly figured it out before Rhaenyra did. It's interesting, they confronted a lot of ideas that I had discussed in an earlier video, and I really liked that they acknowledged elements of the story, like that Daemon might not be acting in Rhaenyra's best interest. He might not be acting in the interest of her getting the throne, and that he doesn't necessarily see her as a leader, and he's doing a lot to advance his own position, largely because he feels like he was cast off unfairly. I like the subtlety of certain details, like Daemon calling it Viserys' throne, even though now it should be, in theory, Rhaenyra's or Aegon's or, anyone besides Viserys. It feels like Sir Criston's coming even more unglued, which, how could you even become more unglued? But he is. His confrontation with Eric was a little deranged. I don't know. I'm disappointed that Alicent and Criston both seem to be internalizing guilt for the death of Jaehaerys when they really shouldn't. I don't like having that added angle to their relationship because I feel like they both have very deep relationship trauma already, and they actually care for each other, so they don't need to think the gods are punishing them just for being in love with each other. I like that we got more Baela, and she actually seemed like a character. Interesting acknowledgement of the obvious that Harwin Strong is the father of Jace, Luke, and Joffrey. The scene with Aemond and the Madam, I thought was just kind of weird. It didn't really add, I don't know, something about it felt off to me. Interesting that we saw Hugh Hammer again and saw Alan and Adam of Hull. I think it's good to build up these developments, but I also wonder, what does the audience think with these characters? Because they're sort of, the fact that we go back to Hugh Hammer, of all people, if you don't know that he is a character in the future, might be a little strange. I liked the scene between Otto and Aegon. I feel like Rhys Ifans has been extremely restrained in his performance of Otto for the entire series, so seeing him really flip his lid was interesting and was a pretty good and obvious signal that he's really under a lot of stress, under more stress than he's ever been in his life. Yeah, I thought there were some interesting notes between the High Towers. There seemed to be kind of a undercurrent, a consistent theme within this episode of them kind of desiring to comfort each other, but not knowing how to do it. Obviously, Helaena and Aegon pass each other on the steps, and you think that they might have a moment, but they don't. And then Aegon is waiting for his mother in her chambers, and he's obviously devastated, and you think for a moment, oh, maybe she's going to go comfort him, and then she doesn't. And yeah, the ending scene with Kristen and Alicent feels very appropriate. The fact that Sir Kristen tells her earlier on in the episode that there's no absolution for the kind of things that he's done, and then to end the episode with her slapping the absolute shit out of him felt very thematically resonant, and it definitely felt like, you know, they were both on the same page in the sense that they felt extremely guilty for the death of Jaehaerys. So that was kind of punishing each other and themselves for their sin, which again is not an element of the story that I like that much, but at least that felt true to the characters. It felt like that is how they would react in that kind of a situation. So yeah, I think that is a wrap on episode 2, title to be discovered later. So if you would like to follow along for the rest of the season, like and subscribe.